Have you ever wondered who's really in charge of your brain? No, not you. Not entirely. Because what if I told you that your brain isn't entirely yours? I mean, sure, it's tucked safely inside your skull. It responds when you think, feel, or freak out after checking your exam results. But beneath all of that, it's also shared. Let's start with something weirdly fun. There are more microbial cells in your body than human cells. That's right. The numbers vary depending on how you count, but estimates suggest a near 1-to-1 ratio, maybe even tipping in favor of microbes. So, congratulations, you're technically not entirely human. You're a walking, thinking, sneezing ecosystem, a biological democracy with trillions of citizens, and your brain is their central plaza. These microscopic freeloaders, or let's be kinder and say co-tenants, aren't just hanging out in your gut and skin. They're influencing your mood, memory, cravings, and possibly even your decisions. Some researchers now refer to them as the second genome. Yeah, that's how important they are. Let's rewind for a second. In school, we learned about 5 kingdoms of life: Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Nice, neat boxes. But what if I told you that each of these kingdoms, every single one, is somehow involved in shaping your brain? Sounds like a sci-fi conspiracy, right? But it's real. Let's start with Kingdom Monera. That's where bacteria live, the OGs of life. And trust me, bacteria love your gut. In fact, there's an entire field of study called the gut-brain axis, which is all about how gut bacteria and your brain chat like old friends across a vast, squishy biological WhatsApp. The vagus nerve acts as the main line, and it's almost like a two-way street. Your gut tells your brain how to feel, and your brain listens. There's even a 2013 study where researchers took anxious mice, altered their gut bacteria, and voila, they became calm. Change the gut, change the brain. That's wild. Your microbes can literally modulate neurotransmitters like serotonin, which most people know as the happiness chemical. Guess what? Over 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut, not your brain. So yes, the Monera are little architects, wiring up emotional responses without your conscious permission. Next up, Protista. These guys are the weird cousins of life. They don't fit in, they don't care, and they show up anyway. Some of them are parasites, like Toxoplasma gondii, the mind control master. This particular protist infects rodents, but once it enters their brain, it rewires fear responses. Suddenly, the mouse isn't afraid of cats anymore. It literally runs towards them. Why? Because Toxo needs the cat's gut to reproduce. It's playing the mouse like a tiny puppet. And here's the kicker. About 30 to 50% of humans are infected with Toxoplasma. And yes, we're still studying what it does to us. Some studies link it to increased risk-taking. Others suggest subtle changes in personality. Imagine that. Your risk appetite may not just be who you are, it might be Protista whispering from the shadows. Let's not leave out the fungi. Usually known for making pizza delicious or for causing foot itches, fungi also produce psychoactive compounds. Ever heard of psilocybin, magic mushrooms? That's fungi playing mixologic with your perception of time, self, and reality. Some fungi can mimic neurotransmitters or bind to the same receptors as serotonin, temporarily reshaping neural pathways. Scientists are even exploring these compounds for treating depression, PTSD, and end-of-life anxiety. Fungi, the misunderstood therapists of the biological world. Then there's plantae. Now, you might think, plants don't live inside me, but oh, they influence your brain far more than you notice. For example, plant-based compounds like flavonoids found in berries, cocoa, and green tea can cross the blood-brain barrier and have neuroprotective effects. Some boost cognition, some improve memory. It's not woo-woo, it's just biochemistry. And finally, animalia. That includes you, but not just you. It also includes the helminths, parasitic worms that evolved alongside us for millennia. Some researchers argue that removing these organisms from our body, especially in overly sanitized modern societies, has led to the rise of autoimmune and neuroinflammatory conditions. Ironically, a few species of parasitic worms might actually help calm the immune system down when it gets too aggressive, even in the brain. It's like we kicked out the troublemakers, and now no one's keeping the immune system humble. All of this isn't to say you're not in control. You are, kind of, but you're also not alone. Your brain is not some isolated, sacred chamber of thought. It's a collaborative project, a biological Wikipedia, edited constantly by countless contributors from all 5 kingdoms of life. Some boost your signals, some mess with the wires, some quietly hum in the background, others take the mic and sing. In essence, the brain you think with might not have been designed solely by you. So the next time you sit quietly and think you're alone with your thoughts, remember this: you're not.